Because we're all in communication, common union. Fundamentalist Christian Church, communion. Vladimir Lenin, communism, common union. We're all commonly united, whether we know it or not. And when we insist on rejecting that reality, it causes the chemistry of your body to change. We're 80% salt water. You have 100,000 arteries, miles of arteries in the normal human being's body, enough to circle the globe 4 times, 25,000 miles around the globe. All that energy, all that blood vamping and coursing through your veins. That's water, that's sound, that's vibration, that's syncopation, that's rhythm, that's cadence. The opposite is decadence. When you get out of cadence, out of the sync or syncopation of the soul, the body reacts chemically. Sometimes it draws up. You're really powerful. That's why sounds cause vibrations in your body. That's why your name is important. What you hear causes a chemical reaction or response in your body. I often say your parents may have decided to have you, but God decided to send you. Your salt water, your sound, your movement, your manifestation. But we forget how powerful we are, and in that amnesia, we panic. Pan is the Greek god of fear. Pan. People panic when they forget. We're not teaching, we're reminding you of what you already know but forgot. That's what this pulpit is about. To remind you how powerful, special, how anointed and appointed, how divine you are. The closest to God any of us may ever get is self-actualization. Finding out who you are. Not discovering, but recovering your lost self. It's taken me 57 years. And that's not old. And you know it ain't old. Especially if you old. Takes me 57 years to recognize who I am, express who that is, and expel who that isn't. When I say that God is with us, dwells with us, in us, around us, the powerful part is as us. You are looking at divinity when you look in the mirror. And of course, when you look at me, you're looking at divinity. When you look at the person sitting around you, you're looking at some aspect of creation. We cannot prove or disprove scientifically that some God, but I just say creation creates itself. Now watch this. That's why you must be aware of what you, having been created, are capable of creating. God expressing itself as you, not just to you and through you, but as you. That's pretty powerful. It's not arrogance, it's confidence. The reason we get so confused on this planet is because we're busy trying to find a God outside ourselves. And a culture and a candle. I don't mind hugging trees and stuff. As long as the tree hug me back. Flowers and tones and intonation. The Greek word for voice, if you say, I hear the voice of God, which are what we all do. And some of us are the voice of God. I try to tell my wife that. But we, don't work. But the word voice is the Greek word phone, where you get the English word phonics or phonetics. It's not so much letters or literalism. That's where we get the word. The letter or literal kills. If you are a biblical literalist, you tend to be a murderer. You murder relationships, murder people, murder yourself. The letter kills. Spirit, your essence, gives life. in raising our children, we try to give life to our children, spirit to our children, and to anybody around us. They can feel you. Animals can feel you. The birds can sense you. Cats and roaches can feel you. If you have a lot of roaches in your house, it's because you just invite them in with your spirit. And if you love them, they'll leave when your guests come. Work out a relationship with them. Then we're going to have to cohabitate. So I'm reassessing, and I wrote this down this morning, thinking about God, the theory or theology, the logic of divinity. It's speculation. Inspect means to spectate or to see. Perception is the ultimate reality, not necessarily the ultimate truth. Speculation, examination, imagination, imagination, interrogation, excavation, digging deep, estimation, how you esteem God, because you can't really know. How can the finite define the infinite? Finite means finishable. You have a finish that we call death or transition in this life. Death is an obstinate, arrogant, extravagant, and opulent illusion. We don't really die, we just transition to the next consciousness. In African American or African culture, the continent, we have, as a people, as a culture, adopted the habit of transcendence, transcending one reality to the next. When slaves were brought to this country 400 years ago or so, the only way they could change a reality they couldn't change is to transcend it. They call it voodoo, vaudou, Creole, French. Essence, spirit, deity. It's not black magic or witchcraft, as some folks like to deem it. It was the only thing we could do to survive an external circumstance over which we had no control, and to keep from going crazy, we had to go within, and we all do that, or learn to do it. Some people use drugs, mind-altering drugs. Talk to me, somebody. You know Unitarians like communion. And I know Episcopalians do. We were down at Trinity for about a year as a church, you know, where you find 3 or 4 Episcopalians, you'll always find a 5th. Did y'all get that? 5th. And the Episcopalians believe in the scripture that says, drink ye all of it. But what do? We're trying to desensitize ourselves to, because and I have a whole chapter in this book, it's really one of the most interesting chapters, is on sensuality, spirituality, sexuality, sociology. Because we're spiritual beings, we're sensual beings, we see, touch, taste, feel, hear. And we're sexual beings, and sometimes sectional beings, different sections of the soul. And we're social beings. And really, they're not in conflict. None of those are in conflict with each other. If you deny any aspect of your sensuality, sexuality, sociology, or spirituality, you find yourself crippled. Take a good long look at yourself, honor your truth and own it, or own your truth and honor it. Who am I? How did I get here? What do I believe? Watch this. I've got to stop. We're always over time. You didn't even know it till I told you. That's because you're so interested in what I'm saying, you don't want me to stop. I understand that. All you're going to do when I finish is eat, and you can wait on that. You know, y'all like them hour-long service. If it's over an hour, oh my God, the end of the world. We've been here more than an hour. I have a church like that in Chicago now. Take me an hour to do my introduction most times.